The sun and moon refractions are also part of a mirror maze. To help you visualize a simple illusion, I want you to visualize a maze of mirrors in a gymnasium. Every mirror is positioned at slight angles so a light can rebound from mirror to mirror throughout the gymnasium. Switch on the flashlight and every other human in the gymnasium wrongly assumes the mirror in front of them is the true source of the light reflecting towards them. Now you have a mirror maze. Now watch this hidden secret of the magic mirror unfold before your eyes. The star constellations from both sides of the poles both revolve around a central star. In simple terms, the clusters of star constellations in the south revolve in their own circular pattern, and the clusters of star constellations to the north also revolve in their own circular pattern. They both mirror the same exact pattern. For those of you who have seen the wonders of the auroras in the skies, here is a real mirror trick you didn't know existed. Only recently did some human beings researching the auroras from the North Pole and the South Pole discover an amazing secret. The aurora phenomenon is a mirrored event from both the South Pole and the North Pole at the same time. The secret is found high above along the center of the grid, where a reflective atmosphere creates this mirror effect. Some humans have recorded the dancing aurora lights, but some humans have recorded a true refraction mirage of the skies. Under the right lighting and angles, some humans have managed to record the clouds floating behind the sun or the moon. And this is caused by the interaction of the invisible spheres that connect between the midfield of the clouds and the high field above. You see refraction in spheres when you look at a rainbow. Sometimes you see rainbow halos around lakes, or in the steam of the airs above, which is today termed as a glory halo. The magic of the spheres within the airs you breathe exist everywhere, in all sizes. And this is why humans sometimes find an array of little orbs in their pictures. The lights transiting along the grid in the highest field above are not always where or as large as you believe them to be. And you can prove this by simply taking a picture of a full moon or a supermoon. The moon will come out very small in the picture. This once again confirms the so-called sun and moon illusions are truly a result of the spheres within the Earth causing the magnifications of your depth perceptions. The final evidence that the spheres of the sun and the moon exist within the highest field of the Earth itself is proven by exposing an obvious lie. The main belief is that the moon receives and reflects light from the sun in outer space. We'll say goodbye to that ridiculous theory once and for all. The moon is seen in the nightly skies for half of the month, but it is also seen in the blue skies of the day for half of the month. During the daytime, when the moon is seen parallel to the sun, it is still in a crescent. Since the sun and the moon are both round, then obviously the whole full moon would be fully lit by the direct exposure of the fully round sun. But it is not. The crescent moon has its own source of light, and that light is generated within the Earth's high field. Game over. And for any human wondering about planets, that concept, as well as a major part of the pyramid of deception. I will tell you what the so-called planets really are, and it should be obvious, with the recent images of what is called Saturn. The hexagon of Saturn is also similar to the less advanced high-atmosphere telescopes built by humans today. What human beings are really seeing from behind the telescopes is ancient satellite systems, and this is why they move independently of the sun, the moon, and the stars. These ancient satellites have been camouflaging themselves in the highest field as bright stars throughout history. Even the moon, as it is called, is part of a deception for these satellite systems. The reflection of the moon is a magnification of another satellite system. Those who have carefully studied the sphere of the moon have seen various reflection anomalies. They term them as transient lunar phenomena. The human race has also positioned their own technologies in the sky that are also reflective. And ironically, those are also called satellites. It is well known that the only lights high above that can form crescents are what you call planets and the moon. The size of the moon satellite is a perception based on a deception called magnification. Although a small satellite is being magnified into the sphere, magnifying the satellite as the moon, it is the sphere that is doing the magnification which is truly hollow. After all, if the moon was a physical object, it would have as much chance of disappearing one day per month as a building in your downtown cities. A simple way to learn how the crescents form and how the moon magically disappears is to find a glass ball, then tint half black and leave the other half transparent. Then place a plate inside on spindles so the plate does not move, and start spinning the glass ball. And of course, you make sure you have a light inside the base, so the plate is illuminated. You will see the moon effect in action on your new lunar alarm clock. You really need to hear this. The spheres of the moon, the sun, as well as the stars along the grid are all part of a holographic grid system. A holograph is a hollow design that is encoded along a grid and then formed by light. No space research center has a chance of sending humans to land on the hollow sphere of the moon any more than they have a chance of landing a human on a sundog, a moon halo, or a rainbow.